So, what message in this New Year period would you like to give to the ethnic people of Burma?
The ethnic people will get together. Now we know that the military dictatorship is not sincere with the ceasefire and even the DKBA, which once acted as the dictatorship's puppets, are coming back. They realize that they have been cheated. So we'll get together and struggle on for freedom and democracy in Burma.
And the role that the KNLA plays, how would you are they taking offensive action against the SPDC?
The KNLA operate mainly in the Karen area, which has become more or less small. What we call the Karen state is East Karen land, because we have only 1 million of Karen people here, and 9 million are living outside of the Karen state, mostly in the Irrawaddy Delta area. And KNLA cannot go to the offensive, but it has been almost a defensive action. And we, of course, at the same time, politically, the KNU has a policy to settle the problems through political means. That means through dialogue and negotiation. And the KNU actually has met the regimes in power on 5 different occasions. And on each occasion, the problem was the regime in power refused to have political dialogue. What the KNU wants is political dialogue. So the KNU has been fighting for more than 61 years, and it's in essence, the KNU and the KNLA struggle is mainly self-defense and to protect our people as much as we can.
So where to from here in 2011? This new alliance which is developing among the ethnic nationalities, where do we go from here? Does China have to come into the frame and talk to you, to negotiate with you, or?
Well, we have been asking for what we call tripartite dialogue for national reconciliation and for resolving the problems peacefully. We are in good understanding with the democratic forces. For example, the NLD led by Aung San Suu Kyi. And it is the military regime at present that has refused to hold dialogue, to hold tripartite dialogue. And we want to hold tripartite dialogue together. Because if it is one-on-one, then the military dictatorship strategy is to divide us. That has happened. So we'll go as a bloc, the ethnic nationalities will go as a bloc, and the democratic forces also will go as a bloc and meet with the military regime for dialogue and negotiation.
Wasn't in 1996, wasn't that one of the stumbling blocks for negotiations, that you insisted on a nationwide ceasefire and that the Democratic Alliance of Burma come represent all of the ethnic nationalities as a whole, and they refused that?
In 1996, yes, the KNU had dialogue with the SPDC regime. Like I said, it failed because the SPDC or the military regime demanded our surrender of arms, which we couldn't do. Of course, they say it's to enter the legal fold, but the SPDC itself is not a legal government. At the time, it was SLOC, State Law and Order Restoration Council, and so the talks collapsed. And that time also, they refused to have political dialogue. We want to talk about our grievances, the current people's grievances, the injustices, we had to suffer, but they refused to talk. But they say there will be one day in the future, there will be a government elected by the people, and that time you can have a political dialogue. Now they have an election, but we don't know whether there will be dialogue or not.
So they actually said to you, we are only a military government.
Yes, at that time.
Discussion is the job of a future government.
Yes, that was their position.
In 1996?
In 1996.
So what's happened in the meantime?
Well, and then we had a dialogue again in 2004, 2005. That also collapsed because they want us to surrender arms, or they want us to become like the DKBA, of course, which was impossible. We cannot lay down arms simply because they want it. Our arms are for self-protection. They want to get rid of self-protection. After that, if we have no more protection, then there would be no more bargaining power. Because we know the trickery of the Burman, let us say Burman regimes. Not only this one, also the previous one. So there's trust is lacking. So
basically, obviously the KNU is the political wing and the KNLA is the armed wing. You would say that the KNLA's job is to protect the civilian population from war by the SPDC?
The KNLA is, of course, armed wing and of the KNU. Is to protect the civilians, also to protect themselves also. Because the KNLA is not, it's an army made out of the simple people, the people. They are not professional soldiers, but they are quality soldiers anyway. They don't get salary. all the members are volunteers.
Protecting their families.
That's right. Their families, the current people, and also because the enemy is bent on eliminating the Karen as a people. And to eliminate our cultures, our identity. And they want to come in and exploit our natural resources. That happens the same with other ethnic nationalities also. That's why other ethnic nationalities are also in resistance, in armed resistance against the military dictatorship.
So a new alliance has been forged amongst the ethnic community simply because everyone who has tried to make a deal with them has been...
Yes, separate deals, trying to make separate deals with the military regime was not successful because the military regime was not sincere. The ceasefire was used by the military dictatorship as a strategy to divide the ethnic alliance and also each ethnic organization through bribery, through threats, through some business opportunities. They use that, to sow dissension within each organization and among the ethnic forces.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything